Hey there, what's up? In this video I want to talk about some of other components related to the text in the Game Maker. But before doing that, here I'm near the game I have created with the MeChild package, and as I promised you before, I have prepared and completed the MeChild and listed in the models pack in the M builder. So if you look at that in the models pack, you can see the MeChild is listed, but there is a difference with the other packages. If you look at the MeChild, there's a lock icon near that shows you need to purchase the MeChild before using it in your land for your creations. But yet, before purchasing, you can open the MeChild and see the models content inside the MeChild, not the materials, just the models. And if you want to use it in your land, you should click on this lock icons. You should spend 10,000 BABA tokens to purchase this asset. If you are okay, and if you have enough BABA tokens, by clicking on the go for it, you can purchase this asset. And I have purchased the MeChild, as you can see. And if I clicked on the confirm, you can see after purchasing the MeChild package, I will have no lock icon near that anymore, and I can use the MeChild objects in my scene for all my lands from now on, and it's mine. So let's open the MeChild and click on one of the objects. You can see another dialog box appears that says me I have used all my vertex limit for this land in creation this game, and if I want more, I should buy more vertex. By clicking on that, and after clicking on go for it, I will spend some more BABA tokens to buy and purchase more extra vertex for this land. And one thing you should bear in mind, for purchasing extra vertex for a land, you should be the land owner. That means if you are transferring your land to someone else to work on your land, that person cannot purchase extra vertex for that land, and you should do that. And the other thing you should know, that when you purchase some vertex limit for a land, that amount is added to just that land, not the other land that you own. So because I don't want, I will click on not now, and whenever I need, I will go to the models pack in here and click on this plus button, and after clicking on go for it, I can buy and purchase more vertex limit for this land. Now let's see what we have in the MeChild. Alright, one thing in MeChild package that you cannot see until you purchase that is the materials of the MeChild. Let me show you an example and select one of my objects related to the MeChild package and going to the materials, and after selecting this material, you can see we have a high variety of materials for the MeChild package. For example, we will have cardboards, we will have crayons, colors, and one of the special things we have in the MeChild package is animated materials. For example, we have animated flickering lights, we will have curtains, we will have animated nature, we will have animated crayons, we will have animated horizontal and also animated vertical. For example, I will go to the animated nature and select this water in here. You can see I will have an animated water in here. And let me select another one. For example, I will select this object in here. And let's go to the material and go to the animated nature again. And selecting this water, you can see I will have an animated water in here. Or maybe this one, material, and let's add animated water. Or let's select, for example, this part of the land, go to the material and go to the animated crayons and select this one. And as you can see, this is the special thing that we have in the MeChild package. Also, we have a lot of models in the MeChild that you can select between them, and you can use the models for creating your structures. You can create your house, or you can create your game with the MeChild objects. Alright, I think it's enough for introducing the MeChild package, and let's go to the components. In Metaverse, you can use your own text in your lands. No matter you want to use that text in your building to introduce your building. For example, you have a gallery with the name Metaverser, and you want to have a Metaverser gallery to be appeared at the top of your building, or you want a text during your game, you can do that. We have two kinds of text in Metaverser. Some of the texts are 3D text that can be used in the environment, and some of them are text that will appear just in the HUD. That means they are not 3D, they are not in the environment, and they will appear just in a special place of the screen. And I want to show you how to have both of them. So for the start, I want a text to be appeared in this place of my picture so that each user that passed through this place can see that text and know that this is a game and can play that game and earn prize. And for doing this, I need a 3D text because it should be in the environment. And for doing that, I will select one of my objects in this place or create another object in this area. Because I have an object in here, I will select that. And after selecting, I will go to the properties, components, and from the add component, I will go to the 3D. And in the 3D list, I will have two kinds of text. One is text 3D and the other one is text planar. Text 3D has 3 dimensions of X, Y, and Z, and they are absolutely 3D. And text planar just have 2 dimensions, an X and Y, and they are like the text that appear on a plane. And because in this example, I want a text on a plane, I will select the text planar. Alright, now my text appeared in this area, but the orientation and also the position of my text is not correct. So I will open the parameters of the text planar component. And as you can see, enable, event to disable, and also event to toggle is like the other components that I talked about them previously. We have a text box in here that I can control what text I need. I can type that. But before doing this, I want to correct the orientation and also the position of my text. So I will go down, and from here, I will change the orientation. So let's change the rotation in the x-axis to something like 90, and also change it in the z-axis to something like 90. Now I have the correct orientation for the text, and let's correct the place of the place and position of the text also. So let's put it towards the right, and if you look at the text from this side, you can see it's 2 fronts. So let's change it and move it towards the back. All right, I think it's awesome. It should be a little bit down and also towards the right. And now I want to type the name of my game, which is Back to Home. And also I want another color for my font. So I will select this and select this black. And in here, I can control the fonts. Here we have several kinds of fonts in here that you can select between them. But I think I prefer the first one. And also you can control the alignment of your text. And the middle is awesome for me. You can control if your text to be bold or not, if it be italic or not, or if you want underline for your text or not. I want underline for my text, so I will activate that. And also you can control the scale of your text. I think it's okay. And let's make it a little bit towards the left. All right. Now I need another text down in here, which for example is written a game to play. So I will copy this component by clicking on the copy and clicking on the paste and change the position of the text. So I will move it towards the down. I don't want underline for this text. And also I want to change its font. So I will select the lib. And let's decrease the scale and change the text. A game to play. All right, now let's test it. Let's exit and save the work and test it. Okay, from now on, each user that passes this place can see my text, Back to Home, a game to play. And as you can see, this is in the environment, so this is a 3D text. So here's how you can create the planar 3D text in your scene. So let's go to the builder to describe about the other texts. Now this time I want to add some 3-dimensional text on my land to attract the people who are passing here more to play my game. And for doing this, I want some 3D text on the left side of my land on the ground. So I will select one of my objects in this area. So I will select this one. And let's go to the add components and let's go to the 3D list, and from the 3D I will select the text 3D this time, And by selecting the text 3D, I will have a 3D dimensional text in here. And again, I should correct the orientation and also the position of my text. So I will open the text 3D to see what I have for the parameters of this component. Again, the enable, event to enable, and event to disable and toggle are the same like the other components. I have talked about them earlier. We have a text box in here that I can choose which text I want for my 3D text. And also I have a font style. I can select between the fonts, and as you can see, we have a lot of font style in here that you can select between them. We have a color for our text, and also we have a metallic and a smoothness, which are different than the planar text, because in planar text we hadn't metallic and also the smoothness, because the 3D text is like a real 3D mesh, and a real 3D mesh has a material, and a material has metallic and a smoothness. So we can control the metallic and the smoothness of our material of the text in here. And also we have position, we have control for the rotation, and we have control for the scale. And this is one of the other difference with the planar text, because in planar text we have a scale parameter that just you should add one value to the scale, but this time you should add 3 values for the X, Y, and Z to control the text of your mesh. So let's correct the orientation. I will set this to -19 again, and I will set the Z to -19. And as you can see, the your part of my text is messy, and all the words are gone through each other, and it's not correct, because as I told you before, it's like a real mesh. In Builder, when you select several meshes and move them at the same time towards the boundary of your land, because all the meshes will collide with the boundary and cannot go further, all the meshes will go through each other and create a messy effect. And that's the same for our 3D text. So always bear in mind when you want to create a 3D text, not to add that text very near to your border of your land, because it gives you a messy effect. So I should move them towards the right so that have a correct effect, because it's very near to the borders. So I will correct the position. So I will change the Z axis. For example, I will correct it and set it to -1, and as you can see, everything is correct now. I should put it towards the ground, so I will set it on -2.6 maybe, and let's move it towards back a little bit more. All right, now let's scale it a little bit. And again, by scaling, you can see the your part is not correct. The Y and O are very near to each other. They are going through each other because it's very near my border of my land. So I will move it towards the right again. And a little bit more. All right, it's awesome. Now let's change the font. I like that. And let's change my text. Let's type earn, and let's change the color of that to something like silver, and also let's make it more metallic, and also increase the amount of the smoothness. And I want another text at the top of the earn, so I will copy this text 3D in here and paste that, and let's change the position of the text. For example, I will change it to -1.5 or maybe 7, and let's move it towards up, -2.4 or maybe 2, and let's change it to Baba, and let's make it gold. All right, and increase the scale. All right, it's awesome. And I want another text with different behavior. For example, I want a text name here, and I want to scale it 3 times. I want to change its color to something like dark, and let's change its position to something like that, or maybe -6. All right, and put it towards down. All right. Okay, it's awesome. Now I can save my work. Now, as you can see, I have some 3-dimensional text for my land, and now you have learned how to create some 3D text and also planar text for your land. And now I want to show you how to create some text template for your HUD. Now, this time, I want a text to be appeared right after speaking with Ariana and accepting her mission, and I want this text to be appeared on my screen. And you have seen this effect many times in the game. For example, in a game when you win or when you lose, a text will appear on the HUD that you won or you lost. And I want to show you how to create such this effect in the game maker of the Metaverser. So let's start working by selecting any object of the scene, and because this is an effect on the HUD, it doesn't relate it to the 3D environment and the placement of the object, so it doesn't matter which object you are selecting. And because after speaking with Ariana, this effect should be appeared, I will select the Ariana as my object, and let's go to the add components in here, and let's go to the HUD and add templates this time. All right, let's see what we have in the template component. The first thing, we have a button in here, preview, that shows how the text will appear on my HUD. We have event to play that controls when this effect should be appeared, and in my example, after speaking with Ariana, so I should set it to the event of speaking with Ariana. So let's go in here, or maybe let's talk about that later. The other thing is category, that we have several categories for templates. For example, the title is related to the text, and also we have another text effect category in here. If I clicked on that, you can see I will have more parameters and different parameters compared to the titles. And if I clicked on the preview, you can see a text will appear from the top to the center and goes to the down. And the other thing is for the transition of the screen. If I select on that and click on the preview, you can see the transition, and also you will have different parameters for that. And the other one is the countdown. You can have countdown as a template for your HUD. If I click on the preview, you can see can have a countdown. The other thing we have is the item selection. You can, if you have more than one item in a category, you can select between them. For example, if I select the countdown number 7 and click on the preview, you can see I will have another form of the countdown. And also I will have the parameters of the countdown. For example, if I set it on the 5, my countdown will start from the 5 instead of 3. And also you can set the finish time, the countdown speed, and also the scale of appearing in the HUD. And you can set some events so that when the countdown start to count, for example, in my example from the 5, an event is sent to the land, or you can set an event after the countdown finish counting, an event sent to the land. And most of the time we use unfinished events. For example, if the countdown stops counting, an event will be sent to the land. For example, a challenge will be start. All right, let's back to the titles, because I want a title in here. And again, I will have different item selection for the titles, but I think the title one is okay for me. All right. I want the name of my game to be appeared after speaking with Ariana. So I will type back to home. And let's check that. All right. Now I can control the colors. For example, I want blue lines instead of red. Let's check that. All right. Now I want black text. And I want to make the home red. And let's check that. Yes, that's it. And I can control the animation speed, and also I can control the display durations. And let's change the scale a little bit. For example, let's make it twice and let's check it. All right, it's more better. And on a start event is when this text appears, an event will be sent to the land. I don't want any on start events. On progress event will be done after finishing this text, writing the text in the scene. For example, this time. And unfinished event is when my event is finished. Let me show you. This is on progress and this is finished. But I don't want any events to set for my title. So I don't want to change that. And also we can change the position of your title, but because I want my title to be appeared in the center, I don't change that again. And I should set this event to play. So I will go to the Ariana's dialog box in here. So let's go to the NPC dialog system and let's go to the graph. And as you can see at the end of my graph and accepting the Ariana's mission, I will have a draw enter event. So I will copy the draw enter and I will set the event play to draw enter. Okay, let's see the effect. Let's go and talk with Ariana. And after accepting her mission, I will have that text in the HUD. All right. This is how we can add text to the HUD. And for the last thing I want to talk about before finishing this video is about another component called the Bubble Dialogue, which is the special kind of dialog box. So let's test that. For example, I will go in here and select this one and add the bubble dialog by going to the components and going to the NPC list and selecting the bubble dialog. When I open the bubble dialog, the first thing is a preview button in here. If I click on this preview, you can see a dialog box in here, which is suitable for the small chat between the NPC and also the characters, and depends on your needs. So, because I want, as soon as the user get inside my picture, I want to give the user some clue to know what to do. I want a bubble dialog appears at the top of the swan's head with the text, "Hey, over here," so that the user knows where to go. So in here, I change the text box to "Hey, over here." And the event to show controls when this bubble dialog should appear. And I want this bubble dialog to be appeared as soon as the user get inside the picture. Because back the picture in here in the first blocks, I have a trigger, as you can see, that on trigger enter will send an exit block event to the land. I want my bubble dialog to accept this exit block and shows the bubble dialog. So I will use it on the event to show in the bubble dialog components. So as soon as the user get inside the picture, when it gets inside these blocks, the trigger start to work and the dialog box will appear. All right. The other thing I have is unfinished events. I can send an event to the land as soon as the dialog disappears, but at the moment I don't want. Also, we have a position that you can control the position of your bubble dialog. For me, is good at the moment. And you can control the type, speed of the words in here. And also you can control the end delay. At the moment the dialog box will wait 3 seconds, and after 3 seconds will disappear, but you can control this time. Also you can control the background color, text color, and also the outline color. For example, if I change the background color to something like white and change the text color to something like black and change the outline color to something like red, I will have something like that. All right, let's check the let's test the work. Now I want to talk with the Ariana. After talking with her, I will have this hot text, and if I get inside my land, I will have this bubble dialog which gives me a clue to know where to go. I should go and speak with this one. Alright, I think it's enough for this lesson. Have a good time, good luck.